Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the number one source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter. Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter, and I'm your host of Goldilocks Global Banking News, where over 100 of the 189 countries tune in to obtain the facts on the RVGCR by Goldilocks. You have many financial and digital technical agencies that are responsible for the RVGCR that tune in every day to get the pieces to the puzzle of the RVGCR from Goldilocks. Today, in my discussions with Goldilocks, it was very obvious that October the 1st is going to be a very important date for the quantum financial system. October the 1st is what will be what's called SOFR, which stands for Standard Overnight Financing Rate. This is a rating system and loan system within the banking system that will make an historic change on October the 1st. It's a major announcement. Before we delve into that, there's some other key pieces of information that Goldilocks is sharing that I want to make sure that you are aware of. Let's jump right into it. On the East Coast, there is a looming port strike, which could have severe consequences for food and many other farm products that are shipped to American farms and ranches here in the United States. Goldilocks shares an article that shows that there's far-reaching effects that might result if the International Longshoremen's Association takes the strike and goes on strike where the contract expires on September the 30th. So the question is that Goldilocks is posing is will this shipping port strike cause exchange rate flow distortions or changes? It will. A shipping port strike can affect currencies. Currency rate fluctuations can be a result of prices that are paid for goods and services. For instance, some countries may reroute their shipping opportunities to countries in their own region to avoid the higher prices imposed through surcharges in other regions. This is a part of why Goldilocks always says watch the water. This will create less demand for the dollar with the likely effect of lowering its value. This has the potential of leveling the playing field between currencies among many countries around the world. Inflation is a risk during this time, and it could cause the Federal Reserve to pivot its stance on lowering interest rates to counteract inequality of trades. You got to realize, folks, a country's currency's value, large in part, moves up or to the down on the water in trade. We talked about this earlier in the year about these distortions in the prices on the market due to spending more and more money could cause a reboot of the financial system. What if on October the 1st there's a rebooting of the system? Trade flow interruptions like these could cause new demands on currencies as rerouting trading partnerships begin to form new alliances. This is meaning new relationships beginning to form globally and on the water with countries and their currencies as they trade amongst each other. These new alliances will begin to create new price formations on the world inside the currency markets. And that has a great part of what Goldilocks is sharing next about the FDIC, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, which is our currencies and foreign banks are connected to a new rule that the FDIC actually implements on October the 22nd. Is there a coincidence that on October the 22nd is the first day of the BRICS summit? There are many things happening related to our currencies and related to the global financial system in October, especially beginning October the 1st. There's a new regulation on October the 22nd. It's a code of federal regulation which covers the filing procedures for establishing or closing of branches that are insured, and it includes sections on investments for foreign organizations and foreign branches that have implications related to foreign currency. What happens is this particular new regulation, which is called Part 337, covers unsafe and unsound banking practices, including interest rate restrictions. The banks move from unsafe to safe deposit institutions. They are reinstated for cross-border international trading. Folks, what are cross-border trading? If you have dinar and you're exchanging it for US dollars, that's cross-border. You have dong, you're exchanging it for US dollars, that's cross-border. Why? These are two different currencies on two different borders, and when you exchange one for the other, it's considered a cross-border transaction. So new rules, new laws going into effect October the 22nd by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation to be registered into the Federal Register and become a part of the archives on October the 22nd. Why is it that there are so many new rules, regulations being applied and going into law in the month of October? What are they preparing for? Then Goldilocks shares the quantum financial system it's an emerging concept that is still largely theoretical, but several financial institutions and individuals are involved in the quantum financial system's final development. JP Morgan Chase is one of them. HSBC is another. Wells Fargo, Barclays, and several Chinese engineers. Folks, Barclays is a British multinational universal bank that has been experimenting with quantum computing since 2017. When did President Trump sign the executive order to implement the quantum financial system? It was 2017. The quantum financial system aims to replace central banking and improve the integrity and consistency of funds movement inside the quantum financial system, the banking system. It also promises to enhance security, efficiency, and transparency. Folks, the QFS, the quantum financial system, is beginning to move into its final stages. And with that being said, Goldilocks shares something else happening on October, specifically October the 1st. It's an announcement called the SOFR announcement, which stands for Standard Overnight Financial Rate. This is the beginning stages of the gold standard. Standard Overnight Financial Rate in itself is what solidifies money into the banking system overnight. Before, ladies and gentlemen, it would take several days for banks to settle, to make settlement of billions or trillions of dollars. It will be overnight, beginning October the 1st, as a result of the standard overnight financing rate, called SOFR, SOFR. This shift in overnight loans will now come from the United States Department of Treasury Securities to banks, markets, and more. The secured overnight financing rate is a benchmark interest rate that measures the cost of borrowing cash overnight. It's used by financial institutions to set interest rates for other businesses and borrowers. Globally, all banks and all trading systems will now be synchronized through the secured overnight financing rate on October the 1st. It's a standard, and it sets a global standard called secured overnight financing rate. While this is taking place, ladies and gentlemen, several shipping ports also on October the 1st on the East Coast and Gulf Coast, they're expected to go on strike. This will provide an opportunity for our shipping ports to switch their systems from the former system to the new system of secured overnight rates. It will switch, Goldilocks says. It will absolutely switch 80% of our trades plus over to the U.S. Treasury lending services. Interest rates, including the secured overnight financing rate, can affect exchange rates. No, Goldilocks is not stating that it would be a reset overnight, but it can affect the rates and moving forward. With interest rates in one country are higher than another, investors may be more likely to invest in the country's currency. The economic growth and asset prices have a large effect on what's about to happen. So the secured overnight financing rate, it's a benchmark interest rate that financial institutions use to price loans and set rates for currency swaps and other financial products. The alternative reference rates selected the secured overnight financing rate as a replacement. Goldilocks continues to say, watch the water. Folks, you must realize what will happen on October the 1st is when the switch is turned on for the new banking system. There is no coincidence that October the 1st is a looming strike with the ports where currencies are grossly affected. It's no coincidence that on October the 1st, a new rule goes into effect into the record books whereby all large banks have new capital requirements, which include gold as their reserves, specifically for large banks. It is gold that triggers the global currency reset. This is something you must pay attention to. You may even look past it, but just understand and know it is happening right behind the scenes while many of us are sleeping or awake but not paying attention. The shift begins on October the 1st, 2024. It's the beginning of the process, and that switch will be turned on. Be well, be kind, be in love, be in unconditional love. Ciao. Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.